Last but not least tonight is Jennie Smith. Jennie is the operator of Butcher Creek Farms, which I really love. And she grows tomatoes, so you may have bought her tomatoes at the Des Moines Farmers Market or in some of the fine meat establishments around Des Moines. You may have enjoyed her tomatoes. Last year she had the opportunity of a lifetime with the Rotary Ambassador Program, and she's here to talk about it tonight, so please welcome Jennie.
Who's been in New Zealand? Excellent! Hi. Well, kia ora. I'm Jennie Smith, and this is Otera. This is New Zealand. It's called the land of the long white cloud. There's a very similar parallel, and I'm not to offend anyone, especially because I have 5 minutes and 59 seconds left. The thing about New Zealand is when they had people come in, white people, Westerners, they didn't kill all the natives. The natives stayed alive, and so now they have this big treaty. That's the difference between the cultures. Every time we leave home and go to another place, we open up the possibility of having something wonderful happen to us. When we move out of the familiar here and now, we set in motion a series of events that, taken together, bring about changes at the very root of what we do. I'm a tomato farmer from Iowa, born and bred, in Carlisle, Iowa. I just moved in with my partner, Troy. I've been living on a farm ever since then. New Zealand and Iowa, look at the last statistic. In Iowa, we have 54.5, there's always a half person in there somewhere, people per square mile. New Zealand, there's 30. Bigger space, less people. This is the people that I was talking about. This is the people that influenced my life when I was down there. Maori people. So the Maori people have a few specific characteristics about them that I find very interesting. They believe that you raise your food and you eat it in surplus. I can't think of anything better. Grow food and eat it, right? A couple of Kiwiana things. I just put up some pictures for you. Anyone ever had a pie that's not sweet? Yeah, they're delicious. They're called savory pies. Over here in the bottom corner, that's called a hami. Hami is what happens when you are going to catch your opponent and you look at them and you're going to take your eyes and bolt them out of your skull and scare them with your facial reactions. They do it for rugby, which is probably the most popular sport down there. A couple of iconic images. Camper van. Troy and I rented a camper van for 15 days and drove around the South Island in a manual. I've never driven a manual in my life, let alone the opposite side of the steering column. I was sitting down there to study horticulture. As Matt said, I'm an heirloom tomato farmer. I also grow a couple other things. I sell to 23 restaurants here in Des Moines and do a downtown farmers market. I went down there to study food. Here's New Zealand. Here's the world. Biggest export market is Japan. Second is Australia. They're enemies, by the way. Don't ever tell anyone from New Zealand an Australian. So I went down to study food. They gave me an entire greenhouse. They gave me a senior lecturer. They gave me a case study. I could go travel around and learn why we grow food. What about the genetics and physiology about what we do, how we grow it, and why do we buy it when it's close to us? Why are we losing bees in our cycle of life? Why are we getting allergies? Why are we getting chronic illnesses? And I grow food, and I believe that food is medicine. New Zealand is a great place to learn that. Do you see that red line? That's where I went. That's the top of New Zealand. That's Cape Reinga, and that's Stewart Island. The blue line represents where I went over 4 times. I like to move. I have really long legs. So, New Zealand, the Rotary Club sent me over there on a scholarship. It's a $26,000 flat grant scholarship to go learn. I paid for every cent of my college education at Iowa State University, and it's $748 a month right now. I feel it. These are people. These are people that influence my life. I lived in a house with 18-year-olds. I was 29. Patience is a true virtue. This is where I learned how to ski. I'd never been skiing before. My partner Troy took me skiing. That's Mount Ruapehu. That's where we went skiing. That was the ice that was on the mountain. I tried once to get past the bunny hills, and I didn't go back. Know your strengths and know your weaknesses. The longest place name in the world is in New Zealand. Can you believe it? By the way, these images are not Photoshopped. This is literally where the hobbit towns are. It's the reason why they film this stuff down there. You don't need drugs to make it look this beautiful. I'm not going to pronounce that for you. A couple of really important things. They believe that water is the source of all life. The water down there, the fresh water, is turquoise. It looks like Key West, Florida, or the Caribbean. It is unreal. The purest water in the world is in New Zealand. And Troy told me to stick my hand in it. This is the oyster that we found, and we decided it's cold. We shucked it. It's delicious. It was nice. Food's a big thing in my life. Food's a big thing in their life. Wine, that's called a goonie bag. If you're broke and you're a college kid and you're on a camper van trip, you buy it in a box. This is the guy, the movie, yes, what's his name?
Eagle.
Yeah, okay. That was coming out of Wellington Airport, and it was quite scary, actually. This is some of the trips. Do you see the middle picture right there? Do you see those dark holes? That's where the Maori people store potatoes in kumara. You store food in dark spots, and then people don't steal it from you. Still to this day, they put their food in that. I told you I'm a tomato farmer. I used to be an insurance agent, and now I've written a new business plan. I'm going to become a professional seashell hunter. I brought back 8 pounds of seashells into the United States of America. And a couple of iconic images. A friend of mine owns a recycling company here in Des Moines, Iowa. And so I did some cameo shots with her t-shirts all over the place. It's hard. It's hard to show you these photos. It's hard to put them together because I look at them now and I had 5,000 photos. And I had a deadline that I missed by 2 days. I got an email from Matt saying, "How you doing, Jenny?" So I'm flipping through 5,000 images thinking about what am I supposed to share to you? Am I supposed to tell you that you should go to New Zealand because it's a beautiful place? Am I supposed to tell you that we just like to travel in terms of adventure? Get to New Zealand as fast as you can. I mean, there's no other way about it. It is a very, very spiritual place. And it is so far to get there. There's no way you can get there without taking 4 different plane segments, especially from Des Moines, Iowa. If you go to Fiji, go to Australia. Don't tell them you're going to do both. But that's kind of one of the most important things that you do. Go there and tell me all